By my music background, I've always been able to market and promote and get artists and make them a household name. Now I'm just marketing and promoting tech.
Ted Lucas, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So happy you're here. Really excited about this conversation.
Yes.
But before we start leaning into the future, let's go back. Let's go back to the start and tell us your Miami story.
Got it. Born and raised in Carol City, which is now called Miami Gardens. Only child, no brothers, no sisters. Mom and dad definitely raised me, but my grandma was my rock. She's 92 awesome. Years old now, and definitely a big inspiration.
In Miami Gardens?
In Miami Gardens.
Wow,
yeah.
Wow. So you initially went into music production.
That's correct.
At Slip and Slide Records.
That's right.
Very well known. Tell us about it.
Basically, I'm like any other kid out of the inner city, just think you're going to make it to the NFL. I was pretty good at the park playing the Optimist football, pretty good in high school. You get to college, you realize everybody's just not going to make it to the NFL.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in one of my college classes like, what do I want to do? What excites me? What is my drive? What's going to make me happy in life? And music was something that, you always listening to it, but that you thinking about it, you go look in the mirror like, can I rap? No, I can't rap. I can't sing, And I tried to figure out, where do I fit in? If I want to be in the music business, where do I fit in? Everybody can't be the entertainer, but some people have to understand the business side of it. God blessed me with an ear and be able to find talented people. I find talent in people before they can find it themselves sometimes. So I was able to find some talented people to work with. They put a lot of faith and trust in me, and I was able to go knock on some doors in New York and get us some great business deals that allowed the lives of Trick Daddy, Trina, Rick Ross, Plows, just to name a few artists to help them be able to provide for their family. After 20 years later, they're still able to do it, and they're successful in the music business.
That's about, how many years has it been since
It's
you
been
launched
27 years since I launched Slip and Slide Records.
Wow.
Yeah.
27 years. Okay. So now you've decided to transition to something else too. Still producing music.
Correct.
Slip and Slide is still going strong,
yes.
Still going, all that. But you decided to start the TechNolij Innovation Tech Lab.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
What prompted this to think, all right, I'm going to do this too?
Pandemic, man. You sitting home in the middle of the pandemic and you realizing like, hey, this is not normal. This don't happen every day. And you got to find out, what's your why? Why do you get up every day? What drives you? What's exciting to you? And I think if that didn't happen, I probably would still be on the journey rushing to turn in the next album and turn in the next record. But sitting home during the pandemic and realizing that this big tech boom was happening here in my backyard and somewhere where I never even imagined, never even thought about it. But it gave me a chance to look at things from a wider view. And I realized that South Florida wasn't paying attention to what was happening here. I was blessed and fortunate enough to help some people in their music career. And now TechNolij is here to give those same people from Miami now opportunity to get in tech. And they understand something here that's happening in South Florida is a boom that's here that can really impact their life. And it might don't take as long to get your music career. It might not take as long for you to get into the NFL or the NBA or the Major League Baseball. So I'm here to help make that happen. That's my mission every day.
So what do you see as going into this, what's the primary problem we have to solve?
I might get in a little trouble, but I'm going to say it.
Let's do it.
All these major companies coming in town, I would love to have them really, some kind of way, sort out some of this local talent and give them opportunity. That's the way that we're going to really make a difference. I don't want all the major corporations to come in town and have to go get talent from other cities, from San Francisco, Harvard, and all that. There's some very talented people right here in South Florida, and all they need is an opportunity. And that's what TechNolij is here to do. TechNolij Innovation Lab is to have creative people come. Either we're going to find you a job at some of these major corporations and get you an opportunity in our apprentice program, and we're going to make sure you go through it. We're going to pay you to learn. We're not just telling you to take this apprentice program and quit your job and do this. We're going to walk you through it. We're going to mentor you for 90 days. We're going to hold their hands and make sure that this person has the capabilities of working at your corporation. If it's just an internship, let's see what they can do. But that's the way we're going to fix this. And this is the way we're going to make Miami really a place for people that grew up here to really stay here and don't have to move out of South Florida.
TechNolij is actually your second foray.
Yes.
Actually, your first was being the co-founder of the Miami NFT Conference, which is now entering its second year.
That's correct.
What prompted you to make that first leap into tech?
So I heard about Bitcoin 2021. It was happening in Wynwood, Atlanta, and I get there and I can't believe it's a line a mile long down the street. I'm not exaggerating. So when I'm looking at this line, I'm saying, how could this be happening in our backyard and locals don't even know this exists?
Right.
Locals don't even know what's happening. And that concerned me and that bothered me. So I said, I got to do something about this. I went back down to the city of Miami, sat with Venture Miami team and say, why we don't have a conference that locals can attend,
Right.
that locals can get knowledge and learn and see what's happening here. And we all came together from all different walks of life and was able to put the Miami NFT conference. And I want Miami NFT conference to be an experience that people talk about for years. I want Miami NFT conference to allow locals to get into this tech space and learn more about it. That's why we did Miami NFT conference. It's not about making a whole lot of money. It's about bringing that information back to our community and letting them learn about it and get into it.
So TechNolij launched it this year.
This year.
So
Last year.
Last year.
Yes.
Had the big announcement this year.
Yes.
But launched it last year.
Yeah.
It's based at Florida Memorial
Correct.
University.
Correct.
So someone who wants to participate, how does it work?
All right, so TechNolij. Basically, my job is to go out and get the knowledge in the tech space and bring it back to our community. And I decided Florida Memorial, that South Florida is only HBCU. Florida Memorial is one of those universities that's, not getting all the attention, that don't get all the recognition. I'm born and raised in Miami Gardens, and my first time going on the campus was 2 years ago.
Amazing.
It's crazy,
Just wasn't part of life.
Just wasn't part of life. Right there in my backyard, and I wasn't paying attention to it. We opened up an Innovation Tech Lab, and with that Innovation Tech Lab, we giving kids the opportunity to get in the tech space, but our goal is to change this thing around. When kids go to college, their parents have to send them money. Our goal is in the next 6 months to see kids start sending money back home to their parents.
So as a student who's at TechNolij, are you going there to take a computer science course of some kind?
Yes.
And is it something where you have to be a computer science major, or you can be doing anything and go for one class? What are the different offerings that are available?
So you can be doing whatever you're doing. We want to basically see what excites you. Because tech, it ain't just what people think it is. There's so many different jobs in the tech space that people wouldn't even think that that's something. That's where we're headed, and that's the future of where we're going. From data science, from marketing, from cybersecurity. I want to sit down with you and just see what you like and what does, with your major, this might be something that you never even thought of, and just get a chance to explore it and let them see, wow, I never thought of that. And if I can take you through a 16-week course and now you turn around and you're making money while you're in school, it's the best opportunity in the world.
So is that a way to think about it, is that I devote 16 weeks
to
4 months to this program, and this will provide a pathway for me into a career in tech?
Correct. I want you to still go get your degree, but I want you to make money while you have opportunity while you're in school. And not only the students at Florida Memorial, I want the community to come.
And as it stands right now, do you need to be a student
No.
at Florida Memorial? You can, okay.
So what we're doing, this is open to the community. This is open to everyone. Ideally, I would like to have a mom that's maybe 40 years old and her son 19 years old. They both in the program and they both graduating together. That's the way we're gonna change the generation wealth, and that's how we're gonna make the impact in this community. By my music background, I've always been able to market and promote and get a artist and make him a household name. Now I'm just marketing and promoting tech. I'm gonna meet them right there in that little chat that they already in and say, have you ever thought about getting into tech? That's how we're going about it. That's how we market it and giving them that opportunity.
Wow. This is that entry point. Anyone who's just thought about it, you can do this, and then this will get you going.
Correct.
After the 16 weeks, what happens then? Is the thought that someone may go further to their education or go straight into a job? What do you imagine that looking like?
So during that 16 weeks, we're going to be preparing you, and we're going to be meeting with employers and finding out what talent they're looking for. And then before you finish, we're going to be sat down with a couple of different companies and see what they're looking for and show this particular person, hey, it's an opportunity right here at American Express. It's an opportunity right here at Chewy, the dog company, the pet company. Yeah. It's all these companies. So I'm going to sit down with them and see which one do you want to get in and who's looking for the talent right then. And that's when you get a chance to make a decision. My job, I got the hard part. I got to sit down with these companies and make sure they hire local talent. But not only we going to get you a job, you might have a startup. You might be a founder.
Sure, right. You launch something.
So we're going to mentor you and get you ready for that family and friend rounds that you don't normally get a chance to find. That's how I've been my whole life. Yeah. I had to go make it happen in the music business. And record companies didn't come down to South Florida to sign the rapper because they heard about him. I had to go make the noise and show them this is the best rapper that's going to be in the world. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to let them find some some talented people here in South Florida and give them that same opportunity just in tech.
What's your thought? I mean, what is this as you think about, year 2, year 3? What are the sort of cohorts you're thinking about?
My goal is to have at least 50 people by the end of this year that said, hey, I entered into TechNolij apprentice program, and now I'm making money, and it works. I got to have people that other kids in this school can look at and say, wow, I remember Jimmy was broke, couldn't even buy lunch, and now he has a car, and now he's able to send money back home to his family. One of my goals is to find a kid in high school, that he's in high school, he's making $50,000, $60,000.
As we all know, there is a big problem in diversity in
Yes.
tech that needs to be solved. Do you think South Florida can be a leader in actually building the future of real diversity in tech?
Yes.
And why?
One thing I'm going to mention is that we have just created, it's called Tech Tuesdays. Every Tuesday, we're going to allow one person to pitch their startup, and we're going to have a community. I think that that's what's missing right now. If you wanted to get in tech, where do you go to get started? I ain't talking about go to a university. I want you to be able to go somewhere every Tuesday and just ask questions. I want you to be in the crowd, raise your hand, and ask questions where we can direct you in the right direction and give you that.
Talk us about what you imagine, particularly around building a truly diverse tech workforce, and of course solving what remains a huge problem around the racial wealth gap.
Yep.
About what you imagine, say, just, in 2040, it's only 17 years from now,
Yep.
what you imagine that future looking like.
Kids that went off to other universities outside of the state, I want you to come back home. Right now, kids go off to a university outside the state, they only want to come back to Miami because they don't know it might don't be something that their degree is opportunity there for them. I want to present that opportunity of Miami.
Yeah.
When I got this call, I got to tell you, that name right there, if you hear Ted use it, I'm telling you, I got it from you today. Because when I got the call about opportunity in Miami, that's what it's all about. We got to present opportunities to people here in Miami that they didn't even know about. That's the problem. We got to open up the door. And I ain't just talking about people that's in tech. It's a lot of people that's doing some great things inside tech. But I want that Joe Blow that don't even know nothing about it. How do he get involved? I want him to come to the NFT conference because he think NFTs are just art. It's a lot more than just some art on the wall that people are paying for. We got to expose them to it. We get exposed to football players coming back and talking to them. We get exposed to entertainers coming back talking to them. I got to put some people that look like them in front of them and say, hey, 100%. This young lady, Ariana the Techie, 4th largest raising funds, amazing. Yeah. But our kids need to see that. And that's why we're going to make, by 2040, make a big difference here in South Florida. I mean, every day, that's what I wake up to do. And people say, Ted, how can you be doing all these things? I got great people around me, and I love working.
Ted Lucas, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
No, really appreciate it.
Appreciate it as well.